DenoxSeries presents my Persona 5 Royal Experience video.
Disclaimer, this video may contain some slight spoilers as I may explain my experience. Also be aware, since Persona 5 Royal is an M-rated game, there may be some materials shown that are not appropriate for people under the age of 18. You have been warned. If you understand it, please enjoy this video.
Hello everyone, this is DenoxSeries speaking once again, and today I would like to share with you all on my experience on Persona 5 Royal. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because from July 2020 all the way till early October 2020, I have been quite hooked with this game. For those that knows me very well, I am not really a hardcore gamer, and it's been so long since I really got invested in a JRPG like I did with Persona 5 Royal. I take a really long time to pass a JRPG and play really slow. So basically, when the original Persona 5 came out for both the PS3 and PS4, I got the PS3 version first and kept it sealed because I would imagine that version would have been more rare down the road since the PS3 was almost dead by then. I never played it because I was playing other games at the time and was afraid of how long I heard this game really is. At the time, work took a lot of my time and I had a very limited amount of time for me to play video games in general. I always said to myself for the next 2 to 3 years that I will eventually play Persona 5. But I never got to it. I did eventually found the steelbook version of Persona 5 at a mom and pop shop several months after the game came out. I think in 2018. I got it for about $40. Fast forward to early 2020 and I have yet to even touch the original Persona 5. Always have prioritized other shorter games to pass because I know once I start playing this will be a very long commitment. So you already know that I was a big enough fan to buy Persona 5 at launch, but I never touched it because of how limited my free time was around 2017 to 2019. In fact, by then, I forgot about this game and never got to play it. I barely was aware that Persona 5 Royal was about to come out in April 2020. So the COVID-19 pandemic happened in March. Persona 5 Royal, which was the more definitive version of this game, out there in April, and then, yeah, I never bothered getting that in launch. Cause I guess I already had Persona 5 Original and I never played it. Then I went to Walmart and I saw a couple of steelbook editions of Persona 5 Royal and thinking whether I should get it or not, if I'm actually gonna start playing this time. I decided to get the game, and then on the very next day, I decided, that's it. I think it's about time I play Persona 5. There's a pandemic going on, so I'm at home all the time pretty much now. I finally should have plenty of time to play it. And now that I have the expansion version of it in the form of Royal, being my very first Persona 5 experience, I guess the original one is just there for collection purposes now, huh? I swear, as soon as I started playing this game, I became instantly hooked and probably played like 3 to 4 hours of this on my first day, which happened in July. So before I start talking about the game of Persona 5 Royal itself, I want to give you a heads up that there could be some spoilers mentioned here. So if you plan to play Persona 5 and have not yet, you have been warned. But I will do my best to not go too much into detail what happens in the game, so maybe this video can motivate you to play it as well. So without further ado, let's get started with explaining my experience with the game itself, Persona 5 Royal. I remember when I first submerged myself as Joker, which is the protagonist of Persona 5. His actual name is Ren Amamiya, but I name him of course Denox-kun, a 16-year-old second-year student who just moved to LeBlanc, where Sojiro Sakura took him in. Just remember, I will refer to Joker as myself in this. Sojiro took me to Shujin Academy, where I'm supposed to be attending classes there for the next year. Keep in mind to that I as Joker am in probation, so I have to be on my best behavior. So just like Persona 3 and 4, the pace of this game is in a form of going day by day as the game progresses. The game starts in April and ends in March. So during that time, I already knew that I have to be the one to make all the decisions on what activities I should do each day after school, like decide if I plan to go to the metaverse or hang out with a person to increase my confidence. Each person has a different confidant that you raise depending on the character you like, and any relationship you make with a specific person powers up specific personas of the same Confidant. So you can say that this game is a mix of turn-based JRPG elements and a life simulators combined. Just like Persona 3 and 4, remember that the decisions you make throughout the game will also affect how you perform in battle. Certain confidants are required to be met in order to have specific benefits within battle. Like for example, if you try maxing out Ifumi to rank 10, you will be able to swap party members within battle at any time. And if you get Miss Kawakami to rank 10, she will give you a massage after you finish work in the metaverse so you can go out at night as well. There are many other benefits in battle or outside of it that you will have when you build up relationship with several different characters in this game. I will leave the link in the description below of the full guide so you can read it at your own time if you're interested to know more before playing this game. I like how the story progresses throughout the game as the days passes by. It kind of teaches you time management and knowing how to be productive on what activity you do each day. Rather you choose to hang out with someone, build your own status like guts, knowledge, or kindness in order to gain access to further stories with confidants or other activities, or go to a palace or mementos to train, know that every decision you make counts. I like how you can take your time and grind in mementos when you need to, because I did not take advantage of this until I got to the Okumura boss fight, which I will not spoil much of it here, but let's just say that he's the worst boss in the game, so get ready for that. Grind in mementos like crazy before facing him because the fight has a time limit, and if you don't beat those stupid robots in 2 turns at the same time, they will recover and come back in full health, and you may even rage quit. That's all I'm gonna say here. I also like how the Velvet Room is structured like a prison, and it takes a really dark tone where you have to perform executions in order to fuse personas. Yes, the persona system themselves and the number of persona you can carry in this game as Joker, which increases over time, makes it feel like the dark version of Pokemon. So if you like Pokemon 2, you may enjoy this feature. So many different personas to try out, fuse, and test out attacks and abilities. Knowing which personas to use in doing each fight is very intriguing as well. You cannot forget the epic all-out attacks as well, where if you manage to hit their weaknesses on all enemies, you can do a devastating attack to all enemies at once. So going to the palaces now, I like how each palaces are very different and unique from each other. You can tell that they took their time to design in a way that it related to one of the palace's owners, which are often villains in this game. It reflects their hidden sins and cognition to unleash and expose their hidden desires in the form of a palace to the Phantom Thieves. Yup, after all this time, I have not explained who the Phantom Thieves are. As you probably noticed, me as Joker is the leader of the Phantom Thieves. Then I met other members such as Ryuji aka Skull, Lady Ann as Panther, and Morgana / Mona the cat.
Denox, I am not a cat.
Then I met others like Yusuke the artist, which is codenamed Fox, Makoto the biker aka Queen, Futaba the hacker aka Oracle, Haru the musketeer aka Noir, and Akechi the pancake detective. And of course, exclusively to Royal, we have Kasumi Yoshizawa, who is the dancer. Her codename is Violet. My favorite Phantom Thieves members are Futaba, Borgama, and of course Joker. Then Makoto. I will tell you why I like them more soon. And seeing how I never got past rank 2 confidants with Yusuke Kitagawa and Haru Okumura, guess you can say that they are my least favorite Phantom Thieves. Not because I do not like them or anything, just because I probably could relate to them less. And you know now how Haru's dad is annoying with all the employee robots, right? But I know that's not Haru's fault, of course. Each of the members of the Phantom Thieves are very different and unique, but all have one common goal: change the hearts of the corrupted adults out there and make them confess all their sins. Many people question if the Phantom Thieves are actually heroes trying to reform society, or if they're just criminals that loves to steal hearts and modifies their way of being, just like Akechi said. But whatever it can be, there will be changes of how the public views the Phantom Thieves as over time. So you may be getting to the peak of popularity, and then later in the game, the public may have changed their minds on it. Not gonna spoil any more there. I guess the Phantom Thieves wanted to continue to change hearts because they believe what they're doing is right in this unfair society, and they have fixed many problems from corrupt people in palaces or in mementos. Sometimes they can doubt if they're doing the right thing or being used by outside entities. I will not spoil much on what happens throughout the story, but the story itself is very addicting as I continue playing. It made me want to find out more about the purpose of the Phantom Thieves and what happens to Joker. And now getting back to the characters, I enjoy Morgana because you can say that he is a comedy relief of the Phantom Thieves. I mean, he's a cat.
I told you I am not a cat, Denox.
Well, Morgana believes he is human, and when I saw it, honestly I'm a bit creeped out from it since I'm so used to see him as a cat and not as a human. Makoto is a pretty enjoyable character who used to be a pushover who does what society tells her, but I like how she changes to a person that wants to decide for herself how her life will be in the future when she turns into a Phantom Thief. And I also do enjoy Kasumi as well, forgot to mention it before. The new girl who calls me senpai every time we meet. And I like how determined she is to excel in her talents as a dancer. I won't get into details because it will be an extremely long big spoiler there. Of course I enjoy Joker too, because he is who I am in this game. He is very open-minded in everything that he does. He can work part-time at a coffee shop, flower shop, and such. He can play arcade games. He can play shogi at church. He can deal with someone in the gun shop. He can use multiple personas as well with all sorts of different attacks. So Joker is like the jack of all trades. He is super open-minded and not scared to try anything. He will do it. So let me go ahead and talk a bit about why I love Futaba Sakura the most out of everyone in the entire Persona series before I conclude this video. She is a gamer, an otaku that loves anime. She is also a hacker. She reminds me a whole lot of Matsu Sekirei from the Sekirei anime series, which I also love a lot too. She uses a lot of gaming reference to level up at live, and she is a very fun person to talk with. She tries to overcome her shyness because before, she was a shut-in and she had her own palace as well. She was the only Phantom Thief member who actually had a palace of her own, and one that me as Joker needed to change her heart because she felt guilty for her mother's death, so she stayed locked in. Futaba has amazing character development throughout the story, and she can relate to me and many other gamers and otaku. Heck, in this COVID-19 pandemic that we're still in, I think most of us can relate to Futaba. We are all shut-ins within our own homes, thinking we need nothing else outside because we have food, entertainment, and a bed to sleep in. Knowing that, I could have taken the harem route and have multiple girlfriends only to be getting beaten by them all in Valentine's Day. But I decided to be faithful to Futaba only and friend-zone everybody else. Futaba is the kind of girl who people like us can hang out at home, play video games with, and talk about anime. She is a collector and a huge tech geek as well. And yeah, I did mention that she was a hacker too, right? She knows a lot about computers, pretty much more than most of us watching this video. Matsu Sekirei and Futaba Sakura really should meet. Also, I love how Futaba is a great support character in the metaverse as well. She is our Navi, and she can buff us all by attacks, HP, defense, and many more. She also has a funny finisher in Royal where she explodes herself and the enemies. And yeah, her glasses breaks every time. Oof. Futaba's a very nice person in general and can help you in any technical issue at any time. She played a big part in freeing Joker from the interrogation room as well. She is an amazing waifu, even if she's only 15, but she is a fictional character and I'm 16 as Joker in the game, so yeah, should be fine. To sum it all up, Persona 5 Royal was my actual first experience playing Persona 5 in general. I own the original since launch, so my conclusion on my whole Persona 5 Royal experience, this has been the first JRPG game in a very long time that I played over 160 hours and never gotten bored once. I just want to keep playing over and over. As I kept playing, I always was intrigued to find out what could be happening to the Phantom Thieves next. Also, the character development of each of the characters got me hooked all the way until the end. Also wondering the side stories of other people you can form a social link with as well. But I will tell you one thing for sure, it's not enough just playing the game just once. Yup, New Game Plus is a thing as well. Once you beat the whole game where you could pass over your social stats, Persona Pendulum, skill cards, equipment, money, playtime, and special items. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. If you do plan to get submerged into the world of Persona 5 Royal, I highly recommend that you raise Dr. Maruki, Kasumi, and Akechi's social link before the main Persona 5 story ends. Especially Dr. Maruki before November, because if you don't, you won't be able to unlock any of the Persona 5 Royal content since the palace revolves around him and Kasumi as well. I won't spoil any more than that. Akechi does have a huge role in Royal as well, which develops his characters a lot more than the vanilla version of Persona 5. And as the game implies, just take your time playing through the game. This game is not one to rush into because there is a lot to do, and I guarantee that you will not be able to do everything this game has to offer in just one playthrough. Explore as much places as possible during the game, and make the best in this experience because the time you have is as long as the calendar runs. Make sure you finish the palaces before the due date, or you'll get a bad ending that will ruin Joker's life forever. I often am able to secure my treasure and send the calling card about like a week to 10 days before the due date. So no rush like I said. The game gives you plenty of time to explore palaces and do other after school activities. Oh my, the music in this game. All are very unique and catchy. They fit the theme of each places you travel throughout the game perfectly. And I have many Persona 5 songs on my old school iPod as well, and the Touch as well. It's that addicting to listen for hours on end. I do like the graphics in this game. Not super realistic, but great enough for an anime-based game that pays a lot of attention to detail and eye-popping colors. I really enjoy watching the background in each palaces and in modern Japan as well. The map of modern Japan in Persona 5 uses real-life places in Japan with reference to their pop culture and lots of great places to visit. I like the designs of the store that looks just like the stores in Japan as well, especially Akihabara, which is known to be the anime and gaming center of this country. Looks similar to it in Persona 5, huh? Well, I know this isn't really a review per se, and I did not intend this video to be a review, but more of my experience on this game and to motivate some people who has yet to play this game to check it out. I'm not exaggerating that I'm saying that this easily falls in the top 5 best video games I ever played in my entire life, and the best JRPG I ever played of all time too, possibly as well. And the best JRPG I ever played of all time too. Persona 4 Golden is amazing as well, but Persona 5 Royal easily surpasses to me tenfold. So let's give it a final grade for this game. I give Persona 5 Royal, exclusively for the PS4, a solid 10.1 out of 10. Yes, I believe it's that good. Here's the results. Difficulty, 8 out of 10. Can be challenging, but if you grind too much in mementos, it will be too easy to beat the rest of the bosses in this game. Content, 10 out of 10. Are you kidding me? This is loaded with so much content that is worth every single penny in this $50 to $60 game. It's not a perfect game, but still, it's the closest it ever came to perfection compared to other JRPGs I ever played based on what I said during this whole video. I hope this video explains well how much I truly enjoyed this game. If you have played Persona 5 before, I would love to hear your experience on this game in the comment section below. You can tell me what you like or not like about this game with your honest thoughts. Please give it a like and share this video with all your fellow Persona 5 fans or JRPG gamers in general. They may like what they see. And subscribe to this channel if you wish to see more of my gaming related content. Check my other videos out for yourself to see if anything catches your eye. So until next video guys, take care, God bless, and stay cool. Bye bye. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel and click the bell next to it to be notified whenever any new videos or live streams are uploaded by me. You can also join my community at the Denox Gaming Zone Discord server. Invite link in the description below. Hope to see you there.